I really like what I see, but I probably need to talk to my husband.
I get that every once in a while. So why don't we do this? Why don't, instead of going home and talking to your spouse about it, why don't we just have one quick run through first? Why don't you explain it to me in the way that you would explain it to them when you get home? Go ahead and just practice that.
So there's this really cool thing, it's a travel club, and then we would get people, friends to join, and then that would put them in our downline. So then we could, you know, have them join us in this travel discounts and World Adventures, I think was what they called it. And then there was ways to get BMWs.
Jeremy does a really good job here, because what happens in so many cases is someone comes in, looks at it, and after watching a presentation one time, most people only remember a small percentage of it, and then they go home and tell their spouse that small percentage, and it usually doesn't move them to action. Imagine you go to see the movie Braveheart, you come back and tell your spouse it was about someone somewhere in the UK, I don't remember the exact country, it was this guy named William somebody, and he was really upset because his girlfriend got killed, and then he helped the country get free. You know, I don't know if you'd be dying to run out and go see Braveheart after that explanation, but that would be kind of the way some people would explain the movie after watching it. See, what you really want to do is be able to get the person to see the movie with you the exact same way that they saw the movie. So by Jeremy asking his prospect to re-explain the opportunity and her clearly getting a lot of it wrong, including the name of the company, he sort of let her prove to herself that her explanation to her spouse isn't really going to be that effective.
Well, see, that's exactly why you want to get enrolled right now. See, you're really excited and you want to change the future of your family. So here's what we're going to do. Let's make the decision to enroll now, and then I will come with you and I will show your family just exactly why you're so excited as well. That way we're doing it as a family, or you're doing it as a family. And so here's what we want to do. We want to go ahead and get you enrolled and then go take it home and show your spouse and your family together. So you ready to get started?
Now, Jeremy obviously goes on and recommends his prospect get started now, and then he'll go home with them and explain everything to the spouse so everyone's excited about what's going on. Now, you can do it that way. The bottom line is, even for a spouse who's super excited and doesn't even mention bringing it up and getting their spouses approved beforehand, a lot of our reps will do a game planning session with their new prospect and want to include the spouse now anyway, because we always want people to be in harmony together. It's very, very difficult when two people are married for one person to be excited about something and the other person not to be supportive. So whether it's the way Jeremy's doing it here, whether maybe sometimes the person's just not ready to sign up, so you go home with them and actually do the presentation for both of them and then get them started in the business. Either way, the bottom line is we really want to make sure that we're getting significant others on board, because the bottom line is long term, that's the way the person's going to have the most success anyway.
I really like what I see, but I'll have to talk to my wife first.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I've got a spouse as well. That's a very important conversation, and you should do that because you guys are partners, okay? So here's the thing. Here's a question I want to ask you. Is it that you really want to do this, but you just have to ask your spouse, or is it you're just telling me that because you don't want to tell me no?
Okay, he does a great job there of agreeing with his prospect. No argument whatsoever. Does a great job agreeing, but then moving on. And he asked them point blank if this is really their objection, or if they're just saying that because they really may not want to do the business and don't know how to say no politely. Again, this will work with any objection, but he does a wonderful job of the way he positioned it here.
Okay, so you really want to ask your spouse. Okay, great. So here you have two choices. A couple things. Number one is, have you ever gone to your spouse and when you go home, you tell them about something and they shot it down? Yeah, it's happened to me too, okay? But let's prevent that from happening, all right? Because that didn't feel good, does it? No, it doesn't, all right? So let's do this. Let's set an appointment where you and I can speak to you and your spouse together, and I can show your spouse just like you saw it, okay? So we can do that, or we can have you sign up right now. We can help you get a paycheck, and we could show them a check. So it's up to you. We can either show them a check, or we can set an appointment right now so we can go talk to your spouse.
And this is probably the ultimate way to handle this objection, where you give them really a choice. Do you want to get signed up right now, get things going, and then go show your spouse how great the business is? Or would you rather that we just stop right now? I go with you and do the presentation with you for your spouse. As Jeremy showed us in an earlier illustration, a lot of times if they go home without you and try to do the presentation without you, they leave so much out, it just really doesn't work at all. So Jefferson does a great job here, and there's nothing pressure-packed about this, and he's not forcing anyone to make a decision or uncomfortable making. Either make the decision to buy now, or let me go with you and let's do this the right way. Really great job what he does here handling this objection.